Hi everybody, welcome to another video of Game of Thrones Academy. Hi Itamar.
Hello.
This is another Q&A, and as we did in the previous ones, we're going to go unscripted. So Itamar, you haven't seen the questions yet. Okay, are you ready? Nice shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
Where did you get it?
From India.
It's from India.
Mm-hmm.
Where in India?
Manali.
Manali. I didn't like Manali so much.
One of the Israeli colonies in the east, in the Orient.
This is why I didn't like it all that much. Okay, so speaking of India, I see Spots. He's an active viewer. He asks, could you address the comparison of the Hindu mythology of the third eye and the three-eyed raven reference in the stories?
Yes, I can.
You can address? Okay.
Now, okay. The third eye is yes, from Hindu mythology.
What does that mean?
Which basically means it's like the third eye is like the additional visual organ that lets you see the reality as it is, not through the illusion of reality. In Indian philosophy, it's one of the chakras that allows you to see and connect with your mind, with other people, and with your guru. In the George R. R. Martin story, the three-eye crow. So the third eye is like the
green side,
the
and
green
all
side.
the
Yeah,
superpowers.
he sees reality in a different way.
He's not bound to time. He can go to other
connected
times.
to another realm of reality, which is the mind connection to reality.
So there are similarities.
Yeah, of course. It's not coincidence.
Not
I
coincidence.
think.
Okay, so let's go to Eogan Kelly. She wants to know, Itamar, if you could talk about Sothorios, that's the continent.
Sothorios.
Sothorios, and maybe talk about Ulthos.
Ulthos.
Okay, could you talk about it? Well,
What is eastern to Ashai? Ulthos.
okay.
As you know, Ashai is by the shadow.
Yeah.
And if you look at the maps, you can see a huge mountain range, which probably is it's the reason they have a shadow in Ashai, because the sun sets in the east, in the west.
Usually it's set in the west.
Yeah.
In Israel, it's the other way.
Yeah. In Sothorios, I guess it's like Africa. In the Middle Ages, Europeans knew only about the northern part of Africa, and so it was uncharted territory, known only to the locals up until much later.
So we won't have more information probably about Sothorios. Okay, so Last Heathen wants to know, just wondering if you guys think the maesters are equivalent to that of the mandarins of Imperial China. If so, do you think they hamper progress in the Seven Kingdoms to the extent the mandarins did with the decline of Imperial China? Just for the context, Imperial China it closed itself out to the world, and that began the decline of China up until the last decades.
Yeah.
Actually, it lasted for like 200, 300 years, I guess. So
The answer is on the contrary.
on the contrary, quite the opposite.
Yeah, I don't see it. We don't see it as equivalent to the mandarins. On the contrary, we have a special video which was already shot
About the Maesters.
about the Maesters and our Grand Maesters theory.
Yeah, the ultimate theory.
We believe they play a very important role in the conclusion of the entire story.
But
And it's
No
not
spoilers.
like the mandarins. You can say even the opposite. But no spoilers.
yeah.
Stay tuned because it will blow your mind.
actually, I think it will.
Yeah,
It's a great video. Okay, so now we have a few related questions. I think you've seen this comment. Great Man 2005 FTW says, "You guys are Jews, but why is your English accent so weird? I knew many Jews, and their English accent is different than you guys than yours. You are not Israelis, are you? You sound like Cyprusians." I guess he meant to say
Cyprians from Cyprus.
how do you say, like Cypriots? I think Cypriots or something.
Okay.
Cypriots, whatever. Okay. So why is your accent so weird, Itamar?
It's very difficult to sound smart when you talk like proper Israeli accent. So we try to,
Yeah, and
add a little bit of R and
and actually we talked about it quite a bit, that people seem to like our videos, and that's great, but we know that if we could do these videos in Hebrew, how much, and people could understand, how much better would the videos be?
It's a shame the Hebrews didn't conquer the entire known world. And
that would have helped us. Helped
Hebrew,
this channel.
Actually, Hebrew is a very easy language.
Grammatically, maybe.
For me, it's easy. I don't know about you, but for me, it's very easy.
Okay, on the subject, too squirrely. Are you guys from Israel? If so, cool.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's cool, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, from Israel.
Your accent almost sounds French, but I'm just a clueless American. I don't understand your accent. Notre accent n'est pas français.
Non.
N'est pas français. Attends.
Je ne comprends pas tout de מה שאמרת, what you say now.
And Gary Busey, the Greek Gary Busey apparently, okay, he thinks our accents seem very Greek islandish or Middle Eastern. Actually, I was born in Greece, but I don't know if if the Israeli accent is similar to the Greek accent.
Actually, not so far from it. We are in the same neighborhood, so
yeah. Shout out to the Greeks. Smirky Pants says Janissaries are unsullied, and Gal Dreamer, that sounds Israeli, wants to know what we think about the Unsullied being based on the Immortals from the Persian Empire. What do you think about the Unsullied?
The Immortals comparison, I don't see it that much.
Why? Talk about the Persian Immortals.
They are these special units of bodyguards and then elite forces called the Immortals.
Okay.
I don't know much about their training, but the Janissaries is very much alike. It could have based it on the Janissaries.
Where are they from?
Janissaries are captured slaves. The Turkish, the Ottomans had these special forces of Janissaries, which were very similar to the Unsullied. There was slaves as well, and they had this special training, very hardcore training, very like the top soldiers of their times. Of course, he with a capital H mixes a lot.
George R.
R. Martin mixes a lot, so he could have taken from the Unsullied, but there is, for sure, I think,
a little bit of Janissaries.
a little bit of the Spartans in the Unsullied.
Okay, but
they had this story about the 3,000 Unsullied that stood
mirrors the 300.
300 Spartans, against the Persians.
But I think we will make a video dedicated to the Unsullied, so let's not talk too much about that. Erden Zengili, also someone from the neighborhood. I live in Constantinople, which is Istanbul, but I never realized the correlation between Karth and Constantinople. Thanks. That's in our first video, the East and West. So maybe just a few words for those who haven't seen the video about Karth being Constantinople.
Constantinople in late Middle Ages, right before it was conquered by the Turks, by the Muslims, was this cosmopolitan city which connected between the eastern part of the world and Western and Europe. And it was a hub of trade. Rich, and they had the docks and a lot of merchants.
Like Karth.
Like Karth, yeah. So I see a lot of I saw a few comments saying Constantinople could be Volantis as well, in the sense that it like the daughter of a fallen empire, because Constantinople was the capital of the eastern part of the Roman Empire. So you can say Volantis is Constantinople as well. Okay,
let's go to the next question. Titus Ardevan. He wants us to find parallels between the King's Guard of A Song of Ice and Fire and history. What do you think? That's it. I think we'll make a video about that. It's very interesting. But do you have a few thoughts on the top of your head?
The Praetorian Guard in ancient Rome.
What's that?
Cast of protectors,
Protectors of Caesar, of the ruler, emperor?
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Hala Montavlo. That's a very, very interesting question. She says that the two characters who have a modern perspective in the stories are John and Sam. They are seeking solutions to change their current situation by using the past as precedent for their future beliefs, but they don't let the past dictate how they'll go about solving problems, which makes them dangerous to their contemporaries. They are revolutionary.
Couldn't agree more. I will add Tyrion to that trio.
I think Tyrion is like George R. R. Martin in the books.
No,
That's
I
like
think
his
Sam,
alter ego.
His alter ego, yeah. He wished he was Tyrion.
Yeah.
He's more like Sam, I guess. We
But
will
how
have,
Sam-
we will have a video about Tyrion as a
But
Renaissance man.
But how Sam is a revolutionary?
He
I
was
don't know,
born.
you-
I think maybe if we can make the comment more precise, maybe we can say he's not exactly a revolutionary, but he definitely was born not in the right era of time. He
Yeah.
was born premature. He should have been here, like
Or in the Renaissance.
or in the Renaissance, like when his qualities and skills could have been his ladder to success.
Right.
But now he's just a servant.
But John, he's a real
John,
revolutionary. We'll have
John
a video
is a
about him.
reformer, yeah.
Like a big time
A big
reformer.
power reformer. We have a video about
Incredible.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll shoot it.
we
Yeah. But yeah, he's just changing the rules of the game. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
very open to new things
He's
who,
very open,
who have not
very
been.
practical,
Very
very practical. Not an ideologue, not at all.
No, he's a little bit of an ideologue because he sees all men as equal.
Yeah, you can argue about that maybe.
Because
I don't
he's
see it's
seen-
something that comes from his ideology, but just from his life experience.
Okay, that's it, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you have more questions to Itamar, you can comment below. If you think differently about our accents, you can comment. we love getting.
working very hard
Yeah.
to improve our accent.
Yeah, and we like to talk about our accents so much. We do it all the time when we're just talking about stuff.
But you can learn Hebrew, and then we make the video in Hebrew. It's a different experience, very different. We are very fluent in Hebrew.
Very fluent. Okay, and subscribe to get our next videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.